Hey, beautiful biscuits. I haven't seen you since last year. Oh, I've been saving that one. It's gonna be really hard for me to take down my pink Christmas tree. I will fully and completely admit that. So this time last year, we were hanging out for several weeks in California, playing, visiting with friends and family. And it got me thinking, if you have decided that 2024 is the year to leave California and move to a different state, where should you move? What are the popular ones? So I have been surveying a bunch of online communities that I'm a part of, is where like hotspots that people really want to be moving to. Okay, this one seems to be a hotspot with influencers and photographers and not filmmakers, but like, you know, Instagrammers, TikTokers and stuff. Alabama. People are heading out to Alabama for the really affordable real estate. So there's a lot of millennials and Gen Zers who are looking to be able to buy a little home on their self-employed income. And California, unless you are extremely successful, you really can't, in most places that you want to live, buy a house on a, you know, average creative content creator kind of salary. Yes, my love, did you find your thing? Oh, go look over there. See if it's under the doggy. It might have fallen under Woof Woof. It's a stuffed Woof Woof. We didn't spontaneously get a dog. Yeah, keep looking. She found a dime in my office, and she's looking for it because she misplaced it. Maybe put it on the pillow right there. And so Alabama seems like a really popular one, which I would not have guessed. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. For the Californians fleeing the cost of living, and a lot of it is quality of life, right? California, I was born in California, so I've seen how it's kind of slid downhill in a lot of ways. And don't take that as like a political statement. It's a day-to-day life statement of how it's gone downhill, and it's just not as fantastic anymore. And there's a lot of people wanting to leave California, and a lot of people who maybe were thinking, oh, I'll move to California and be in a creative field, and instead they're in some kind of social media field, and they can really live anywhere. So why pay California taxes and property prices and gas prices and everything? You don't have to. So Alabama seems really popular. Do you want to know what the second most popular one that I've been finding is? Kentucky. So this seems more popular in the folks and the groups that I know who are more interested in having some land. So they aren't just looking to buy a house on a creative salary, but they're looking to, if not do homesteading, then, you know, a big yard, lots of space, and they want to be somewhere where they can garden or, you know, raise chickens, that kind of thing. So not quite full homesteaders, but a lot of people that just want a little more space. Kentucky has been really popular, so much so that prices have been skyrocketing. So I'm actually hearing a lot of the people that were thinking about Kentucky maybe considering Alabama, which I thought was fascinating. And third, the one I'm always hearing about is people considering Florida. That's just continued, like everybody leaving California just seems really interested in Florida. I don't know. I haven't been able to exactly get down to brass tacks of why. Is it just because it's a tax-free state? Oh, you can grab it. You have to hop off the chair to get it, though. You don't want to fall on your noggin. You can tell these are real videos. I felt, you know, there's the chaos around. But I thought I would talk about some of the pros and cons. So, I have been to all of these states. Are you okay? Oh no, did you bonk your knee? Oh, bad chair. Don't boo-boo pair. You have to tell if the furniture when it hurts you. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll put that on. Yes. You can wear it too if you want. Go for it. It'll be beautiful on you. She wants to wear my clothing now. It's adorable. Okay, so here are some of my questions. Is there enough to keep you entertained in Kentucky? This is something that I hear from people, is if you're going to be out in the countryside and enjoying things, where you are in Kentucky, is there going to be enough to like keep you entertained to the point where you were like when you were living in California or wherever you were living before, right? Alabama, I hear a lot of cons for where the Californians are going is traffic, and healthcare is pretty kind of harder to access and harder quality to maintain. So those are two of the big downsides. In Florida, I've heard a ton about property insurance is next to impossible to get right now. So it's really making people hesitate. And education in general seems to be sliding down, in part because so many people have come in that the state can't keep up with it. There aren't enough teachers. So those are two things that I hear a lot about. So I think if you're moving from California, I'm trying to think which state to go first. I'm going to say Florida first. So the pros for Florida, I think, are there's a ton to do. There's so much outdoors. There's a ton of museums and interesting buildings and theme parks. And there's just a wide diversity of things for you to do. There's farm stands. There's cold springs. There's the beach. There's swampy forests. There are the Keys. There's just so much to do. So if you're outdoors and you love the weather for that, I think that Florida can be really amazing. But I think it's increasingly hard for people to buy there. It's really gone up in price because so many Californians have come there. And that has kind of made it more difficult for traffic and for trying to get your kids into a school that you think is going to be good. Now, Alabama, I think the pros are you can actually have coastal, gorgeous place. So if you are coming from California, you want like the beach dream, you can be on the Gulf in Alabama. That's actually my favorite part of Alabama. I love that area. It's so cute. And you can, drive to different cities in Alabama. You can drive to Florida. You can drive to New Orleans, depending on how long you're willing to drive. So there's lots around you to do, but you're going to have heavier traffic. You're going to have insurance problems still, depending on what part of the state. And, you're going to have healthcare access issues because there's a lot of areas where it's really hard to get good healthcare. So if that's something that's a priority and you're moving from California, give that a consideration. Okay, now Kentucky, there's amazing things to keep you entertained. Or are you somewhere really far away and you just want to be out in nature? I know the least about Kentucky. I've spent some time there. I've road tripped through Kentucky. And what I'm hearing from people is that they love the long growing season because that's really similar to California. You're going to be getting better insurance rates, and there are still good deals on homes to be had, especially if you're willing to do a fixer-upper kind of farmhouse. But the people that seem to love it the most are people that really want multiple acres and they want to homestead a little bit. So if that's kind of your vibe and you're just tired of how urban and condensed and just freeway after freeway California has become, Kentucky can be a really good option if you want to go and kind of get back to the earth. Okay, biscuits, you have to tell me in the comments, if you are considering moving this year, what is your top destination? Like what state or city are you most thinking about moving to? I'm so curious. I love talking about this because for the last several years, multiple years now, we've really considered like, do we want to stay in Washington State where we are? Do we want to move elsewhere? And it's not like a rush kind of thing. We're just giving it a thought, like what is going to give us the best quality of life as a family for what we want to be doing. And I think that's just fascinating. Mama. Okay, biscuits, I'm going to see you over on Patreon for all of my fabulous January of primal self-care where we are getting connected with our, we have a hanger and a shirt, our inner being, and we are making the world more fantastic with our self-care. I'm going to see you over on Patreon between this video and the next.